This is the Barbados Today Evening News for Monday, February 26. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary Claire Williams. Governor of the Central Bank, Cleviston Haynes, is calling for decisive action to rebuild the island's international reserve. Haynes made the call in his address to the launch of the 2018 Week of Excellence this morning. He said it will require the commitment of all stakeholders, including the labor and private sectors.
The Barbados economy will require greater levels of both local and foreign investment going forward. It is therefore incumbent on all of us to assist in making Barbados a more attractive place to do business. Our ranking in the ease of doing business is currently 132 out of 190 countries. And this ranking is incompatible with our goal of creating an investment-friendly environment. Several factors impact this ranking, but in our effort to make the economy more competitive, it is critical that we pay greater attention to business facilitation. There is frequent criticism of what private sector players see as inefficient bureaucracy, and we cannot ignore these criticisms. We need therefore to review existing policies and explore the potential for accelerating the use of technology in the quest for faster delivery of services.
The Barbados Workers' Union wants government to resume wage negotiations without further delay. General Secretary Tony Moore said this morning there has been no progress since the social partnership met under the chairmanship of Prime Minister Frendel Stewart last October.
We had explored a number of considerations because it was immediately after the introduction of the NSRL. At that meeting where the issue of public sector negotiations was raised, it was said, not agreed by the parties, but the Minister of Civil Service had submitted that the ministry could not be in a position to look at if or what kind of response would be suitable to the union's call for salary increases, because there would need to be an examination of the performance of the National Social Responsibility Levy, an examination that he admitted could be done at earliest first quarter after the introduction of the NSRL. The NSRL has been introduced for more than 1 quarter, more than 2 quarters now. I think we're into the 4th quarter of the 3rd quarter of the NSRL, and up to now we have not had the benefit of that review, which was committed in a meeting at that level in June.
Some residents of St. Lawrence in Christchurch say their health is under constant threat from regular attacks by mosquitoes that invade their homes, along with the sewage stench. One individual, Carlton Crony, has been living in the area for 71 years, and he told Barbados Today he has been ill with gastro and dengue fever on several occasions.
You all got to do something about these mosquitoes. These mosquitoes, they're vampires. They will suck your blood and kill you dead. If they go in that sewage water and pick up that germ, and they're going to come and make you sick. I had dengue 3 times, also I had chikungunya. I don't know when next we might get from these mosquitoes. They say these mosquitoes make you sick. It's not good enough. You think about that. You understand? You think about that. It's not good enough. I begged the inspector to come and frog the place. He come and frog the place. Okay? And he did come and frog in the 2 gaps every night for about 2 weeks. But still they come and control like every other night. And they got them a little control. But I've seen it darkening. War begin again. I don't know if they're rising out the earth or they're dropping out the sky.
St. Thomas MP Cynthia Ford says there are millions of dollars in cost overruns in the Cane Garden Police Station Complex project. Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite opened the facility this afternoon, and addressing a BLP rally last night, Ford also criticized the government for not inviting her to the opening.
The police station. I am so happy for the police at District D to be properly housed. They turned this out up there in kindergarten. So sentient in a body, didn't tell me nothing. Talking like a tongue girl, didn't tell me nothing. Come to the old people, they expect from her. Absolutely no dialogue with the residents of St. Thomas, none. But they had up a sign, and they did not even finish putting on the logo, and the sign got taken down. But you know what? They have found some inaccuracies in that area. And I understand that what should have been $13.5 million is probably nearly 39 now. Cost overruns in these hard times. I want the police to have secure places to work. I want the police to be able to get the equipment and the resources, because without them in any society, we cannot go any further. But it's not going to be at all costs, though.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back now with news from the region. The Antigua Parliament was dissolved today, paving the way for next month's general elections. Prime Minister Gaston Brown announced the polling date at a weekend rally. Elections will be held a year ahead of schedule.
On March 21st, eligible voters will have the opportunity to cast their ballots to determine who will hold the reins of power for another term. The elections are called well before they are constitutionally due in 2019. Prime Minister Brown told the gathering the reason he decided to call a snap poll.
Our primary focus for calling elections early is not about politics. It is about your development. I want you to understand what is happening in this country today. Presently, we have approximately $1.5 billion of investment programmed for 2018. Just for this year alone, $1.5 billion. That's right. My dear people, we have to protect that. We have to protect those investments from those who seek to burn this country into ashes.
Prime Minister Brown says over the past 3.5 years, his government has made significant progress and will continue to do so.
Come 2018, this country's economy is projected by both the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank and the Caribbean Development Bank to grow by at least 5.6%. And again, making Antigua and Barbuda the fastest growing economy in the Caribbean.
On the international scene, the U.S. Supreme Court today dealt a blow to the Trump administration, requiring it to maintain certain protections it has sought to end for hundreds of thousands of immigrants who were brought to the country illegally as children. We get the details in this Reuters report.
The decision by the court leaves in place for now the Obama-era program, shielding some 700,000 of the Dreamers from deportation. President Trump last year ordered an end to the program, called Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA, but a lower court ruled against him. In an unusual move, Trump's Justice Department appealed that ruling directly to the Supreme Court, leapfrogging a California appeals court viewed as more sympathetic to immigrants. But on Monday, the Supreme Court rejected that strategy, indicating it wants the Dreamers case to follow the normal path through the appeals process. Andrew Chung is on the story.
The decision on Monday was not unexpected because the U.S. Supreme Court rarely accepts cases before a lower court has ruled. It's only done so a handful of times in its history.
So DACA is going back, and we'll see what happens from there.
The Dreamers are at the heart of a major battle over immigration in Washington, after Trump said he wanted Congress to take action on their status by March 5th.
That's news. Remember, there's more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also find us on Mix 96.9 FM. I am Marie Claire Williams. Good evening.